So this is what it looks like at night with the curtains closed. I want to wake up early tomorrow, but I don't know if I will. I'm sort of gonna want to sleep in. Anyway, it's like 12 o'clock now, so I'm just starting to settle down, and within the next hour, I guess I'll start falling asleep. But yeah, I just thought I'd look at the view. Over here is like really dark on the camera, but around the window you can see the lights, and that's kind of cool. I'm sure if I bothered to get up, I could see even more lights, but I've already sort of given scope on the lights and the views, so I don't think I need to go through it again. But no, it's been a little bit of a good stay. It's always interesting to stay somewhere new. Although I have a feeling I've stayed in this hotel room before. I sort of remember it's the shells, I think. The shells remind me of something that I've seen before, and so I'm like, maybe I did stay here at least once, sometime. I've lived on the Gold Coast quite a few times, but it always gets way too expensive for me. I don't have an abundance of money, just have a little bits, and you know, yeah, I've got a lot of negative stories with the Gold Coast. When you're staying in a hotel, though, it feels like everything's 100% calm, but then when you live here, it's like, nope, not calm, the weather's chaotic, and, your apartment can only withstand so much before it crumbles, so, so you're like, I've stayed at some very nice places, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had a couple of shots at this particular apartment, and I had a couple of houses, and even up the coast a little bit more. After Mermaid Beach, I had a couple of houses at some stage. I owned some investment property around here, and this and that. So probably you're looking at eight to 10 different places that I've sort of owned for brief periods of times, and yeah, it just gets too expensive every time. It's house insurance, it's more expensive than rental, much more expensive, and you're sort of gonna ask, well, why aren't you in a rental? And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm dumb. I always think rentals suck, and I think the only way to live is a house, but then you get a house and it's like, oh, an abundance of. It's a house insurance that sinks me every time, like $3,000 and $4,000 a week, with the intention to charge you $8,000 a week when you're in a particular kind of house, and it's like way too expensive. I mean, it's not. It's beyond common. And this is for a single individual, single. It's way beyond what you can commonly afford, and then it's like, well, you're expected to be like ultra rich somehow, and and then I go on the tail of everything in my life is a big failing, but um, yeah, but no, hotels are interesting. I sort of was trying to fall asleep before, and I was like, oh, I have a feeling. Sometimes you think you're just spending more than you should on things that you probably don't need. I mean, who really needs a hotel stay? And it's like, I don't essentially need a hotel stay, but while someone's got these deals, holiday deals, it's like, oh, may as well tag along, have an experience or two. I don't always experience anything. Sometimes I'm just like, you know wherever I live, I just hunker down in a room and stay there. And then it's like every now and again I travel, if I'm actually working in an industry where you actually have to travel, and it's never going to be business because I've tried many times to be a traveling business person, and everyone's like, "Oh, you don't look right, you don't sound right. We're not going to respect this kind of aspect." And it's like, so you need more than to be able to do the do. You have to actually, look the part a little bit more exquisitely sometimes, and then you're like, "Oh, the world sucks." So no, but with you know with some industries you get to travel a bit, and then it's like unless I'm dedicating myself to traveling, it's like I don't go anywhere. I just stick at home and blah blah blah. But I'm sort of coming around the crescent moon with ideas of my future. It's bleak as a porridge. I've done all these things, but who cares? And then you're like, you're just a forgotten piece of nothing. And it's like, my future, what is it? I don't care. Who cares? Anyway, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. And I'm gonna look out the window for 5-10 minutes more. It must be nice for you, but I couldn't be bothered getting up because I'm too tired. I had a very busy day. I wake up very early, and I can't wait to start tomorrow. I think we're going for a long walk somewhere.